Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Broku. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball video. Welcome back to my rewrite series, or How the Revival of F Saga Should Have Gone. This is a rewrite continuation of how the Battle of God should have gone, so if you have not watched my rewrite of the first part or the first saga, then I suggest you do go watch that now. It'll be linked down below in the description. Now, before I do continue, I do need to remind you guys that in these rewrites, these are not fan fictions or fan theories, it is just a rewrite. This means anything is subject to change. A character's power can be changed, new characters can be made up, and characters that have been part of the series for a while can be taken out. Even the sagas can be realigned. But anyways, guys, please do leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter, link below in the description, as with YouTube's notifications being broken, if you follow me on Twitter, it'll pretty much automatically notify you every time I upload, because for some reason Twitter's notification system is better than YouTube. So before I get into the actual rewrite of this saga, I need to kind of remind you of the key changes that happened in the Battle of the Gods saga. They do need to be brought up. First off, the Super Saiyan God is changed to be essentially the final form of the Saiyans, at least for now. It is stronger than Blue, and in this scenario, Blue is partial God Ki, while God will be full God Ki. And in the first part, Goku, as a Super Saiyan God, actually gives Beerus somewhat of a close fight, but Beerus with 70% of his power will one-shot Goku to defeat him. Goku never absorbs the God power into his base form, but he does get a power increase from his body using the form, but it is only an increase of maybe several times. Now, Goku and Vegeta do end up going to train with Beerus, and their training is going well accordingly. Instead of Whis training them like we see in the Super anime, we actually get to see Whis train them how to use and to get their Super Saiyan Blue form, which is basically just on how to use God Ki. We see the main way that Whis trains Goku and Vegeta to use God Ki, and their whole goal is to one day regain the Super Saiyan God form that they re-attained once from using the ritual. God Ki is something special that one cannot attain without either the Super Saiyan God ritual or training with a deity themselves. In one of this ways to train Goku and Vegeta, Whis would have to give them each a little bit of the God Ki that Whis has himself. The God Ki would envelop Goku and Vegeta's bodies with an aura that was unique to God Ki, and the training was to fight while fully in line with this God Ki. The longer and the harder they fought, the longer the God Ki stayed within them. It was like they were powering it like an engine. The longer the God Ki stayed within them, the more they gained for themselves. After a month of training, Goku's and Vegeta's base power increased further by a few times, but only a few. As remember, the basis of their training was to actually gain God Ki, not increase their actual base powers further. Now, with all this training, they finally attained their Super Saiyan Blue forms. As in this, the Super Saiyan Blue form is still using Super Saiyan while channeling God Ki, although it's a bit different. It's not using Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan, it's using Super Saiyan and God Ki, which is different. So in this, we're going to say that Super Saiyan Blue is tens of times stronger than the Super Saiyan 3 form in this rewrite, to keep it so that it's not an exact number, but there is a decent range of what the Super Saiyan Blue multiplier could be. So Goku and Vegeta are quite strong, tens of times stronger than what they were in Z and their base forms, and have a new blue transformation on top of that, which makes them very strong. Still though, Goku and Vegeta have been trained by Whis to learn how to fight together. Whis says that one day, if they actually learn to fight together, they could even beat Beerus. So this is something that was always hinted at in the show, but never really was expanded upon or even meaningful. Goku and Vegeta teamed up on Jiren, but that was meaningless quite really. Now, with Goku and Vegeta's newfound powers, they would need a villain to test them. This is where Frieza comes in. Now, what I think would be really cool is for Frieza's own brother, Cooler, to show up to Earth to use the Dragon Balls and resurrect Frieza. That Cooler wants to jumpstart the empire that their family once ran, and to expand upon it further to actually control the universe and not just the galaxy. Cooler shows up when both Goku and Vegeta have already left Earth, as they are training with Whis. Now, Cooler is strong, but nowhere near enough to match up with the Z fighters of today, so he would have to do this pretty stealthily. He's wearing a hooded cloak similar to what Frost wore, and actually secretly going through Capsule Corporation, sifting through drawers, trying to find the Dragon Radar. This is where we find out that Cooler was the leader of the Black Ops unit of the Frieza Empire, the Infiltrators, the soldiers that instead of killing and destroying, were tasked at gathering information or stealing and kidnapping. This is how and why Cooler is so easily going through Capsule Corp without being found. He finally snags the radar and gets out of Capsule Corp. To show off how stealthy he is, there's even a moment where he's able to get past Vegeta. Vegeta thought something was there, but on second glance, he didn't see anything. Cooler's mission was successful, and now he wanted to collect the Dragon Balls. Pretty quickly, he gathers them all, and then summons the dragon. He makes several wishes that will dramatically help him. He brings back the lives of Frieza and his father, King Cold. The three of them knew they were nowhere near strong enough to defeat Goku and his friends, so they got on the ship and left to the other side of the galaxy. The family reunion was now gathered. Cooler, Frieza, and the father, King Cold. Not only do the three begin training together, but also bond. Over the course of this bonding and training, we learn the secrets of the rise of the Frieza, or Cold, Empire. And it all started with King Cold, the father. So the Frieza race were all asexual males, which means they didn't need intercourse to reproduce, so there is no mother of Frieza or Cooler. It's a race of men. Their race were not actually that strong. Not as strong as the Saiyan race, but stronger than the human race. King Cold though, or originally just Cold, was born with an insanely high battle power. His peers, his neighbors, grew fear of him. By the time he was just a few years old, he was fully grown and was powerful enough to rule the world by himself if he so chose. But Cold was not naturally evil. He wasn't good, but he didn't wish to rule. The king of the planet grew fear that one day something would set him off to take over or even destroy the planet. So he told his army to kill Cold, which resulted in the utter failure as his entire army was defeated and destroyed. Now, Cold didn't really make any friends, and his father was dead, so he decided something needed to be done. He would destroy the planet, and then repopulate his race by himself, which means the entire race would be from his bloodline and be super strong. Over the next thousands of years, he had an army of his offspring and his offspring's offspring, and so on and so forth. They went throughout the galaxy, and they were an unstoppable force. That was until they ran into the likes of Majin Buu, who just got in their way. Buu had rummaged through all of King Cold's forces, effortlessly killing even his most fierce warriors and offspring. King Cold, who was in his final form, had to face off against the evil demon, in which he had finally met his match. Buu and King Cold had a cataclysmic fight. Ultimately, King Cold would be massively wounded, and Buu would move on as he was successful in his battle. King Cold was so wounded that he could not transform past his second form anymore, and could not have children anymore. He thought that his empire was done for good. That was until he looked over into the birthing pods, and there were two babies still alive, and that was Frieza and Cooler. So, finally, after months of them all training, the family had grown incredibly strong. Except for King Cold, who with his old age and wounds from his battle with Buu many years ago, severely limited his growth. Now sons, let's go kill Son Goku for ruining our great empire for the second time. Sorry father, but you were just going to be dead weight. Frieza lifts his finger, and a death beam portrays from it, and it kills his father instantly. Brother, how dare you do this to father? Us three were going to bring the great empire back to take over the galaxy, even the universe. Our father was only going to hold us back. He's a failure. No, Frieza. I will kill you and bring father back once again, and we will rule without you. Frieza and Cooler fought in their final forms, and were pretty much on par. It was amazing seeing these two fight, but Cooler had something up his sleeve. His actual final form. The one we see in the first movie. Cooler now vastly overpowered Frieza, but Frieza was laughing. What's so funny, brother? That you're going to be killed again? No, that you actually thought that was the finest form of our race. Cooler looked in shock as Frieza transformed into his golden form. He was superior to his brother in every way and killed him in one hit. Frieza now gathered the remaining remnants of his army and descended upon Earth. Now it really wouldn't change much about Frieza coming to Earth in this saga. The Z Fighters could still hold him off against Frieza and his army, and eventually Goku and Vegeta would arrive. Now Goku and Vegeta would struggle, trying to fight together as Super Saiyan Blues against Golden Frieza, but would fail, until Frieza's golden form began to drain too much from him. Whis would use his magic to save Earth again, but instead of Goku finishing off and killing Frieza, it definitely should have been Vegeta, and that's what will be changed, as Vegeta gets to kill Frieza. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, turn on notifications, and also don't forget to follow my Twitter. Again, that'll be the first link in the description. Let's try and get 1,000 followers on my Twitter. We're only 250 followers away. I'm sure that some of you guys have a Twitter, haven't followed me yet, so just go on to my Twitter, go to the link in the top of the description, follow me, and that would be great. But anyways, guys, hope you all have an amazing day. Peace out.